Paid service can be a great way to earn a little bit of extra cash online, but the reality is also just that there are actually quite a lot of survey scams. And my name is Michael from paidfromservice.com, and I have taken thousands of online surveys myself. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to avoid the survey scams and how to spot the survey scams. And I'm going to show you 9 signs to be aware of when you find a new survey site to judge if it's actually one that will be worth your time, or maybe one where you will end up getting scammed. So I will go over these signs now so you can use that to make the right decisions when finding new survey sites. So I am now on my website, paidfromservice.com, and I have actually here a full article where I go into a lot of details about all of these 9 signs. But so I'm on the website now where I will show you, because I have some proof here on the site also I want to use to show you some things here. But there is number 1 sign that you have to be aware of when you find a paid service site that claims or says that you can earn money on it, and that is, if it charges you a fee to join, just stay away, because there's no service site that is worth paying to join. That all the best ones, they are free to join, and then you can actually earn money by doing that. Some of the ones that charges a fee, they have several upsells after you join, or what you get is just some kind of random superficial list of actually service sites that you can join. So never pay to join a paid service site. That is number 1 warning sign. If you see some sites saying that you have to pay, even if it's just $5 or $10 to get access to take paid service, that's just a no-go. Another sign that you definitely need to keep an eye out for is here, like I mentioned it here, that they promise to teach you the secret, right? Like I have here taken a screenshot of a survey site I once reviewed, where it says like you learn the secret of how you can make $500 to $3,500 a month just by taking paid surveys. And like actually in certain countries, $500 for taking paid service is actually realistic. You can also in some cases maybe earn a little bit more, but in some countries that's not even possible. In some countries maybe you can make 1,000, but that would take like a lot of effort and you to join a lot of sites. So the reality is just there's like no secret how to make that much money on taking paid service, and $3,500 is just not realistic. Like paid service is a great way to make some extra cash by sharing your opinion, but it's not going to make you a full-time income. So if they, no matter how good their promises are, this whole thing that there's a secret to make a full-time income taking service, that's just not how it works. You can, by joining a lot of the good and legit sites with the highest pay that also offer other ways to earn, is often they have like some offers or some micro tasks and other things like that. You can make some nice extra money on the side, but it's not a secret. It's not, and often the ones that say that they will teach you a secret are also the ones that then will charge you a fee to get access to a secret that can teach you to make a full-time income. And it's just, you're not going to make a full-time income with paid surveys, so you just need to go into it with that expectation also. So the next sign I want to go over here, I mentioned here, is that there's no about page. Whenever you go to a service site, it's good to look who's behind it. If there's no information about this, it's a warning sign. No, it doesn't reveal anything in itself, because there are some legit sites that have like very poor about pages and very little information about who's behind. But again, it's good to look at the about page, see who is behind it. If there's no information, put all the information together, and if many of the other signs here also show up, then then it's safe to conclude that then it might very possibly a site to stay away from. Very clear scam sign, that is like scam sign number 4 here, is that they promise you can become rich. I mentioned it earlier here in this video that you will not going to actually make a full-time income taking surveys. And some sites, they make it look like you can just join and you can earn $500 in a day or $300 in a day very easily. Basically, they show images on you sitting on the beach with a phone and then clicking a few and buttons, and then you will like make $500 a day. You know, that's not how online surveys work, and that's not how making money online in general works. There's no super fast automatic way to become rich. And paid surveys, if your goal is to become rich online, then paid surveys can help you in the way that you can have some expenses covered and you can earn a little bit of extra cash, but it's not the way to go if your goal is to become rich. That's not what they're meant for, and any site that indicates this or promises this is definitely a site to stay away from. The fifth sign here is something I've seen on several sites that I would say, no, not necessarily outright scams, but they have some, it's an indication that they're giving you false expectations. And for me, that's close to being a scam if they give you a lot of false expectations. And that is, here I have a screenshot again on my website. And that's when they have this calculator. I don't know if you've seen a service site where they have a calculator and then calculate how much you can earn. And then you say, like, how many surveys do you want to do per day? If you then say 8, and the average survey earns you $20, and I will do it 5 days per week, and then you would, earn $3,500 per month, right? And the problem about this calculator is that it gives you complete false expectation, that you think that you can completely choose yourself how many surveys you want to take and how much you want to earn per survey. There are surveys that pay $20, for example, but it's rarely that you find surveys that pay $20, to be honest. Some, there are some that pay maybe 50, but it's very rarely that you will find these. Most will pay somewhere between, 50 cents up to $5. And that's like the normal range for most surveys, the majority of surveys. And if you join a lot of the legit sites, you will have more opportunities, of course, but there's like no guarantee that you will be able to take a certain amount of surveys every day, because they might not be available. So this calculator, just, it also says in small below it that it's just use an example of figures, but it's not guaranteed or typical. And that's always important to read these things in small, because it's definitely not typical, and you cannot just decide yourself. And when you see this calculator that makes it look like you're the one deciding exactly how much you want to earn by taking paid surveys, then be very careful. Look at all this other information as well on the site, because this can very likely give you false expectations. Do not expect that you can trust the numbers that shows up in a calculator like this. So the next signs to look for, there, I'll just do a few of these signs together, like, that they use some of these marketing techniques to create hype on the page, right? And one of them is this, that they use like this, only a few spots available. There are some service sites actually there that have limited invites for every month, but when they use often these like very big hype letters when it counts down with how many spots available, that's a hype trick that you should be aware of, and then be skeptical, and then look into some of these other things. And the same with exaggerated testimonials. Many service sites, of course, use testimonials from members because it shows about credibility of it, and it's very good to look at what other people say on the page. But if you see these exaggerated testimonials with videos where it sounds like an actor or actress, it very likely is. It's a very common thing from these scam sites to use actors and actresses, pay them $5 to make a video where it's like, oh my God, I finally found a way to make a living online. If you hear exaggerated claims that sound like actors or actresses, or even in writing, if it's not in video, where it says like, oh, it's my dream came true, I finally can provide for my family just by working an hour a day from the comfort of my home. If all these exaggerated claims, even though it looks like it's testimonials, if you do a quick image search of them when they're this exaggerated, probably they will pop up as actors and actresses. So If they're exaggerated, if the claim sounds too good to be true, then be skeptical, because even though it's shown as testimonials, it's not sure that it's from actually members. And that's some of the tricks. And another trick is this, like a fake sample survey. I've seen that on several sites as well. You go there and they say like, oh, here is a sample of a survey you can take, and then it says, you know, you will earn $20 for doing a survey like this, and it's you just fill out a few things, and maybe it takes like 3 minutes or something like that. And you think that, wow, that was like, can I make $20 by doing that? And if they give you a service sample like that, that is just it takes less than 5 minutes, and they say like service like this will pay you $20, you know, you can get $20 for some service. Rarely, but you can. But it will not be a survey that just takes you 2 minutes to do. That's just not realistic. And when they do a sample like this, you know, probably somewhere in small it will also say this is not the typical, this is just a example of this. So don't believe it when they show these exaggerated examples. And the last thing I just wanted to mention here is actually going back to the very first one when they said like don't pay to join a survey site where you're supposed to earn by taking surveys, because some survey sites I have seen, they have a sign saying money back guarantee, and you know, again, that means you have to pay to join. So if they offer a money back guarantee, it's a sign you have to pay to join, and then we go back to scam sign number 1, stay away from it. So I have now shown you 9 signs that you need to look for when you look at a survey site to find out if it's a legit site or if it's a scam. And I just want to finish by saying that there are a lot of legit survey sites, and it is actually a real way to make money online. It's not going to make you rich, it's not going to make you a full-time income, but you can have your opinion heard, and I actually think that's a great thing about service as well. It is actually a real way to have your opinion heard, and you can earn real cash or gift cards depending on the site you join. So it's a real way to earn, but there are also scam sites, and there are also sites that are really poor, that are just a waste of time without actually being scams. So that's a whole nother thing, how to learn to spot that. But on my website, paidfromservice.com, I have this full article I've just gone over here where you can read it also in details. And on my site also, I have a lot of reviews that shows you and lists about the best sites that are legit and that give good opportunities. So not just the legit sites, but also the ones that are actually worth your time. So, you know, make sure to check that out, and also hit like to this video if it has helped you, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get further reviews and tips and tricks about paid service and how to get the most out of these opportunities.